a few minutes behind. I apologize. I am so excited to talk to you about what we're gonna have coming up on January 1. I am Allie. I am the founder of Bod Babes. I'm 55 years old. I haven't been into fitness my whole life. Oh my gosh, not at all. I was one of those people who tried, hi Michelle. I was one of those people who hit the gym, didn't see many results, or would just burn out and be done with it. Then the next year, my New Year's resolution would be the same thing. And I'd fail again by usually, gosh, if I held on to the end of March or to the beginning of March, I had felt like I had a major accomplishment in my life. So I've not been a gym rat. I didn't even know what that was. Hi, Michelle. Got 2 Michelles on here already. So, for me, I got in shape after the age of 50 while going through menopause. Now, I had tried everything. And tonight we're going to talk about something that I had no clue what it was. And it's hormonal belly. What in the world is that? And it sounds absolutely awful. I hate it. Hormonal belly. Oh my gosh. You know that some man named it that, right? Because I wouldn't have named it that. Hi, ladies. Hi, Ellen, Jennifer, Heather. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, hormonal belly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's find another word for it. And let's not call it that, right? But for the purpose of this talk, we're going to call it hormonal belly. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But basically, when I hit 45, you guys have heard my story. If you haven't, I go live every Thursday, live at 5 p.m. Central. And if you haven't heard my story, I was on television, doing some television stuff. And at the age of 45, I started gaining weight, really for the first time in my life. And it was pretty crazy how I was gaining it. I was gaining it all around my middle section. And, I got the bat wings that we call them. Those are horrible sounding too. I got all of that going on and I didn't understand why is my body changing so much. And so this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. And I have a great thing I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to offer it to you. It's going to be like a free challenge at the beginning of the year. And you're just going to work with me and we're going to work towards some goals. It's going to be really, really awesome. I'll talk to you about that in just a minute. But, some of us gain a lot of belly fat while going through perimenopause. That's like premenopause, and while going through menopause. And I didn't understand what it was. If you are one of those people, I see some thumbs up. Yes, I know I'm not the only one because I have clients all over the world with the same issues. So if you're having those issues, give me a thumb up. Because I'm telling you, you're not the only one. And I didn't want to talk about it. I thought I was doing something really wrong. And I didn't understand it. Like I say in this private group, we're here because women don't talk to each other. My mom didn't talk to me about menopause. All I knew is she went through menopause around the age of 50, 52-ish. That's all I knew. I mean, I've heard of things like, having hot flashes and all the things and midlife crisis. I've heard that, but I didn't understand how your body changes. I didn't even understand what menopause really meant. I thought menopause actually meant you're going through body changes, but I didn't know that it meant actually your body you don't have periods and anything like that anymore and your cycles. And I didn't know that. I didn't understand it. So that was at age 50. I didn't understand that, ladies. So if that tells you something, you probably know a lot more about it than I did. And I'm 55 now. And I knew absolutely nothing. I didn't know why my body was changing. No one had ever talked to me. And God bless my mother, and she probably watched this. She's probably watching this, but she didn't even tell me about starting my cycle. She gave me mostly a pamphlet. She was very nervous. So we're coming from a generation before us that was different. You know, they didn't talk about sex or menopause or body changes and things like that. But now we have social media. I'm so glad we do, because this is really helpful for me to be able to talk to you all and for us to learn from each other. I have learned so very much, and it's changed my life. And I'm glad we have a place here in Bod Babes where we can talk without any men around, and we can talk about sensitive issues to us. And tonight we're talking about hormonal belly and how to reset our hormones. And you know, so many women talk about hormones and like, I'm gaining weight, I don't understand why. I have women coming on saying, Allie, I don't know why I'm gaining weight like this. What's going on around my back? You know, the love handles, the belly fat, the lower belly fat, like, you know, it's just, it increases and we don't understand why. And that's what we're going to discuss, because there is a way to fix it, clearly, right? I didn't understand that. I thought you just needed to cut down on your calories and work out more. How many of you thought that? Like, you need to just cut your calories and you need to work out more. What'd you think? That's what I thought. Am I the only one? I know I'm not. Yeah, I see your thumbs up. Thank you for that, because that's what we think. We think, well, I just need to cut down on the calories and it's my problem. I'm probably eating too much. And to be really honest, when I talk to some clients, they're barely eating. Do you feel like if you look at your diet that you're barely eating right now and gaining weight? That happens. That's what was happening to me. I got to the point where I was eating very little and my body continued to just shape out here. And it was so frustrating for me. There's 3 different types of belly issues I want to talk about. The first one is like bloating, okay? So bloating isn't necessarily a hormone issue. Some of us have bloating from foods like gas and just different things like that. Maybe because of inflammation, we're storing too much fluid. And so you'll notice that maybe when you get up in the morning, your tummy is pretty flat. And by say 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock especially, you're swollen in the stomach. How many of you guys have dealt with that? Because I too have not only dealt with hormonal belly, I've dealt with a lot of bloating issues. You too? I see that thumbs up. Cool. I have, and I didn't understand it. Well, now I know that I'm allergic to dairy. I didn't know that. And there's some foods that really bother me. I can't eat. Yeah, Ellen too, you got bloating. Yeah, there's foods that you're gonna have to watch. I kind of did, Ellen, I did an elimination diet. As a matter of fact, I'm doing one again right now. An elimination diet basically takes you down to very few foods. And then you add a food back one at a time. Foods that you think might be causing you issues. And then you wait 24 to 72 hours to see if your body reacts to that food weirdly. I'm going to tell you, oh my gosh, it's such a great thing for you, because inflammation and swelling and water retention can cause you, it's not just about looking bloated in the evening. It's about, Heather, you can't do dairy either. Wow, me neither. Lots of women can't. But it's about, you know, inflammation, and inflammation causes diseases. So when your body's telling you, hey, you can't eat this, it's not that everybody in the world can't eat that. It's that your specific body is a little different. You know, like some people can eat dairy and it doesn't bother them. I used to be one of those people. But today, if I eat dairy, oh my gosh, my stomach immediately says, nope. And I get stomach cramps. I have to run to the bathroom, all of the above. I mean, either I'll get diarrhea or constipation, sometimes for weeks. And it's rough just from eating dairy, right? Just a little bit of dairy. Like if I were to go have a lot of pizza, ooh, I'm in trouble. And if I would drink just a glass of milk, I would be in the bathroom within 3 to 5 minutes. It's that bad. So that bloated belly is our body trying to say, hey, I'm not able to process this food right, or this food is causing you inflammation, and you need to listen to those signs. But I have bloating every single day, and I didn't understand it. So the elimination diet takes you down to a really simple diet, and I'll talk on that one day, okay? It takes you down to a really simple diet, basic diet, and then you start adding foods back in. And if you really want to get rid of that bloating and inflammation, it really does help. So that is the first one. The second is bloating, okay? So a lot of times when we go on this detox kind of diet that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, all that bloating and stuff will go away, which is really neat. I've seen women lose 2 to 3 inches just in their belly measurements in about a week. Isn't that crazy? So that's so cool. So that's bloating. The next one is because of weight gain. So some of us have the belly fat, and that happens because of excess of calories. But there's a difference between that and hormonal belly, and I'm going to talk about those two things. So belly fat that is from too many calories is that it usually has rolls, okay, and it usually is kind of dimply. You can see cellulite, whatever we call it, there a lot of times, but not always. And it's just the real, squishy kind of fat feeling. And that is just from too many calories. So the way to fix that, of course, is simple. It's a pretty simple fix, right? It's diet and exercise. Cut your calories and then exercise, move. So that's a simple thing that we've all been acquainted with before we started having hormonal changes, right? If I wanted to lose weight when I was 20 or 30, I cut my calories and I moved more, right? And it worked. But now at 50, at 51, between 45 and 51, that really didn't work. And so that's what hormonal belly is about, okay? So hormonal belly is different. Hormonal belly is the lower belly fat that we get, that no matter what we do with diet and exercise, that it doesn't seem to go away. I had that, and I even got really thin and still had that. And of course, I've got some loose skin. My tummy looks a lot better because I've been at this for about 4 years solid. So consistency, right? So I want you to remember, when you think about these things, a short-term fix is not going to work. It's taken me almost 4 years now, and my lower belly is flat. I still have some loose skin. I don't let it show in some of my pictures. I cover it up in my bathing suit. But, that just happens. But listen to me. We can get rid of that too, but it's not lower calories and working out. Okay? So if that's hormonal belly fat, it looks different to get rid of it. So you can work out and lower your calories and get thinner, but your belly still be really big. Have you ever seen women that are really tiny and they're not pregnant and they have just a lot of belly fat? And it looks a little bit different too than that kind of just, eating too many calories. It's kind of, a lot of times it's kind of hard, and it becomes this visceral fat. And visceral fat is very dangerous. Okay, and storing that belly fat causes that visceral fat, which causes heart diseases, increase in cancer rates, all these things that are really bad for us. So listen, I want to talk about that, hormonal belly. It's different than bloating. It's different than weight gain. It is really, you can see it on skinny women and you can see it on bigger women. And I became even thin and had it. All right, I wore Spanx just to suck my belly in all the time. And one set of Spanx, a lot of times, depending on if I had bloating too, wouldn't work. I remember being on the stage and performing in 3 pairs of Spanx on top of each other. How crazy is that? First of all, I shouldn't have been so concerned about my appearance, but I was. I was in the music industry, right? And I was on stage in front of thousands of people. And I was concerned about how I looked because my body was changing. And it really hit my self-esteem. It really hit my confidence to know to not understand, why can't I figure this out? Why is this such an issue? And why is it such a struggle? And is this what I just have to look forward to the rest of my life? Is this change just okay? And it wasn't just feeling like looking at myself and going, oh my gosh, I lost my confidence. It was the way I felt. I mean, I was achy, tired, and just my bones ached, my joints ached, and I didn't know what was going on. And it was hormonal belly issues. Like my hormones were out of balance, and because of that, it was causing me to have belly fat. That was one of the side effects. But, the restless sleep, not getting enough sleep, I was still having my cycles, so my periods were showing up whenever, and However, and I always had to be prepared, and I didn't know what that was going to look like. Oh my gosh, it was a mess towards the end of my perimenopause and going into menopause symptoms. I was in full menopause. I'm in full menopause now. I've been in full menopause about 2.5 years. Okay, so I haven't had a cycle for that long, and I am so thankful. I thought when that happened, I would be so I would feel like it was awful. But I want to tell you, it is amazing. If you can get your diet right and change your hormones, it is amazing, because I don't have to deal with those things anymore, right? And so I'm so thankful that I don't have to. So don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared by menopause. There's things you can do to help it. And there's things you can do to help your body heal and feel better and bring down your inflammation levels and to get rid of that belly fat. And that's what I want to talk about today. All right, so if you understand, that's what hormonal belly fat is. Hormonal belly fat is your body estrogen dominance. You get like an estrogen dominance. Now, that doesn't make sense if we're talking about our estrogen dropping because we're going through hormone changes where we're getting ready to go through menopause, right? So that sounds wrong. And I thought the first time I heard that estrogen dominance, well, I don't have that because I'm going through menopause and my estrogen is dropping, right? But that's not true. Because estrogen dominance happens when your estrogen and your progesterone are not balanced where they need to be. There's a perfect balance of progesterone to estrogen. And when your progesterone is off, it causes your estrogen to go up. And here's the thing, when it happens and progesterone drops, the look of our skin changes, lots of things happen. The hot flashes are worse, but the estrogen goes up. And the estrogen is stored in our fat cells. As the estrogen declines, because it kind of moves all around and the estrogen will decline again, our body will say, store fat, store fat, store fat. And the reason why is because it's saying, I don't want my estrogen to drop out. I have estrogen in my fat cells, so store fat, and then those fat cells will help you get more estrogen, which helps you store more fat, and it gets this crazy cycle where that's what's happening here. Our body is storing this fat in hopes that it defeats the estrogen drops in compared with the progesterone, okay? That balance is out of whack and it's moving around. And our body says, store fat, store fat, store fat. That's not what we want, and that's what's happening. But there are ways to fix that. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the biggest things that we need to change to fix that. Number one is I like to focus on keeping your calories kind of at a maintenance level or a little below. So it's not like when you want to lose weight, you drop those calories way out. You drop them down, but maybe not quite as far, because your body needs to have those calories, because here's what we're going to do with them. We're going to, number one, bring your healthy fats up higher, okay? Your healthy fats like your omega-3s, your omega-3 fish oils. Those, if you don't like to eat, salmon and those fatty fish like sardines, and there's more than that, then take an omega-3 fish oil. If you're having joint problems, you've got belly fat issues, you're feeling like you're having arthritis coming on you, make sure that you start taking an omega-3 fish oil every single day. I've had clients that have taken it for less than a week and go, my joints quit hurting. How cool is that? But it helps because when those healthy fats help carry our hormones. So it helps balance out those hormones. So we need those extra fats. When you're going through menopause, you don't need the bacon fat. You don't need the bologna fat or the ham fat and that kind of fat. You need the healthy fats like the avocado fat. You can even have butter and ghee and flaxseed. And another one is chia seed. You can put those in different things. I love to put chia seed each night on my blackberries. And so those healthy fats are what you need in your diet every single day. Your fats are going to go up. And now your carbs are going to come down. Okay. And so, you know, your carbs will need to come down because a lot of times we're insulin resistant, and that belly fat is contributing to things like that. Okay. And so we need to bring the carbs down, the fats up, and we need to keep the protein at a pretty high rate. Okay. So we want to keep that protein at least 1 gram of protein a day per goal weight of our body weight. So let's say our goal body weight is 150 pounds. Well, you'll be wanting to eat 150 grams of protein a day. The way to figure that out is this. Go download the free MyFitnessPal app. You don't have to have the paid version. Just get the free one. And you have to get a food scale, and you would have to weigh your food and figure it out. And, you know, I like to tell my women to have 30 to 40 grams of protein for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and for a snack. And that usually gets you really close to your goal. And that's a lot of meat. If you just do that in meat, it's a lot. So there are other ways to get it in. You know, a protein powder, if you're going to use a protein drink, make sure you get one with not a lot of chemicals. Because here's the thing. When we're going through all these hormonal imbalances, those chemicals cause more hormonal imbalance. So if you're going to get a really good, you know, a protein drink, get a really good one. I recommend Transformation Protein. I don't get paid for saying that. I do have a discount code that pays me for saying that, but I'm not saying that for that reason. You guys know that I don't sell supplements, right? The only one I ever recommend is Transformation Protein, and you'll see me on the commercials. And so the reason I do is because it's sweetened with stevia. It has none of the junk, none of the fillers and all the bad stuff, and it doesn't have dairy. So it's helpful for me. Like, it helps me get my protein in. And I make all kinds of stuff with that Transformation Protein. If you want the code, the discount code, let me know and I'll send it to you. But I'm going to tell you, I love it. And I use it to make brownies. I use it for all kinds of different things. I use it to make waffles out of it. Yes, I'm having waffles to get my protein in, because, you know, eating meat, that much meat at every meal is just like, holy cow, that's a lot. And so another thing that a lot of people don't think of and mention is this. And this is one of the most important things that we want to do to help balance our hormones and to do a hormonal reset, is to get our fiber up. Now, most women that I talk to that eat vegetables say, Allie, they come on and they become my client. They'll say, Allie, I know I get plenty of fiber because I love salad and I love my vegetables. And then they'll start tracking their fiber on the MyFitnessPal app. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not even getting 10 grams of fiber a day. And I'm like, this is a problem. And so first, you know, I'll have my clients, we walk through it slow. We'll talk about what your calories look like first, and then your protein. And then we'll work on your fiber and your fat and then your carbs. And it's just a process. It's a step process, you know, one step at a time. If I threw everything at you as my client, it's going to be overwhelming. So we walk through it. So that's the way, if you're not my client, that's the way I want you to think about it. The product for the waffles that I make, I have a recipe for those. I'll get you the recipe because you'll want that recipe. It is basically just Transformation Protein powder. You make a drink out of it, but it's Transformation Protein, transformationprotein.com. And that is not my supplement at all. But it is a very clean and healthy protein. You are so welcome. I have a waffle recipe for you. Just get a little waffle iron and you can make protein waffles. They are absolutely delicious. You can get your protein in. You can put them in freezer bags, throw them in the freezer like Eggo waffles, bring them out, pop them in a toaster, and ride down the road even if you want to, eating them. And I put some really good stuff on there, but you'll love it. I make mine with almond milk because I'm allergic to milk. So I make mine with almond milk. I use almond milk in anything that calls for milk. And you know, it's got some protein in there and it's much healthier for me. And almond milk, I want to tell you this before I move on. I'm sorry, this is completely off topic, but almond milk is not filled with hormones. Cow milk, I love the way it tastes. I wish I could drink it. I wish I could eat cheese, but I can't. But it's filled with over 60 to 70 hormones. Yikes. And here's the thing. Farmers give cows hormones so they continually produce large amounts of milk, right? When we drink that milk, we are ingesting those hormones. And that's why we see young girls now. I had a client who had a daughter that was going through puberty at age 7. This is why I recommend that you move away from dairy unless you can get dairy without hormones. And my sister did say that she has found some dairy without hormones. My mama, Mama Donna, she's my stepmom. I love her. God bless me with 2 mothers I love so very much. And she told me that she found some dairy without hormones in it. I think it was yogurt without hormones, hormone-free yogurt. Oh, I haven't found any yet, but because I don't really look. So look for that if you can find it, okay? Because remember, those hormones interact with your hormones, same as in meat, okay? So if you're eating meat and it says antibiotic-free, that's great. You'll also want it to say hormone-free. And I've realized that these meats are more expensive. And right now in this season, gosh, everything is so expensive. 18 eggs in Kroger the other day was $6 and I think 59 cents. I about had respiratory failure. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So I called them golden eggs. But y'all, whew, I understand, man, things are rough and things are tight. You know, get your protein in either way. If it says, you know, it doesn't say hormone free, get it in anyway, because you need that protein. You really, really need it. But if you can afford to get hormone free meat, get it, okay? Grass fed beef tastes a little bit different. It's still really, really good. And it's also really good for you. So that's another thing to check out. Where was I at? Okay. Estrogen dominance is a metabolic condition. Okay. It really is. Thank you for putting that on here. Transformation protein powder. Yes. And I'll give you a code. You can save 15% on your entire order anytime if you want that. I'll give that to you as soon as this is over. So don't purchase yet because you'll want to save some money. All right. And I'll put that down there. It's a metabolic condition, and you know, it causes things like stalled weight loss, irregular periods. Gosh, it can cause intolerable PMS, fatigue when you've had enough sleep. You know, this kind of estrogen dominance does some crazy things to our bodies, okay? And so we need to grab a hold of it and help balance our hormones. Now, here's the thing. I am going to give you some free information. It's like a hormone reset diet. And we're going to do this challenge together. Whoever wants to do it, all I need to do is I need to hear from you before January 1. All right? Because we're going to start it in the new year. And we're going to do it together. In this hormone rebalancing diet that we're going to do, it's kind of like a detox we're going to do. We're going to go into it together and do 7 days together. It will require some food preparation on your part. It will require giving up things for a week, like caffeine, like coffee and sodas and alcohol. And it will require giving up dairy for a week, but it's a hormone reset diet that we're going to do. Now, some of you in the 7 days will see 2 or 3 inches loss in your tummy. A lot of it will be fluid retention. Well, that will be gone. And bloating will be gone. Inflammation, those things will calm down. And it's going to be an awesome thing. So if you want in, I need to hear from you. You can put it below if you want to say, I'm down. At least I want to know more about the challenge. The challenge is simply this. As a group of women, we're going to get together and we're going to have, I'm going to have a PDF for you, and it's going to say, here's what we want to eat. Here's what we want to avoid. Okay. And for those 7 days, some women will see great changes in 7 days. Some women will want to take it on to 3 or 4 weeks. And usually about the 3-week mark is where your hormones are just they're doing great. And they are very, like I call it the reset diet, okay? And so that is something, if you want to do it, just let me know. I'm interested. Just write, I'm interested, or a thumbs up, not here, because I want to see it in the comments below so I can know that it's you, okay? Yes, please, Michelle. All right, good. I'll make sure I send you the information. There's no charge to it. Caroline's in. Awesome. Yes. Heather's in. Good. There is no charge to it. There is nothing extra to buy. There are going to be some groceries that you're going to need to buy at your grocery store. Ellen, yes, I'll put you in. And just write it below. And even if you're watching this after my live, go ahead, because I'm going to check this. Sharon, cool. But yes, we're going to do it together at the beginning of the year and start our year off right. I mean, I want to start it off with a bang, guys. I want to start it off going, heck yeah, going and winning, right? I want to be just helping you guys to go into this new year and just getting our focus right. I want to see us winning in 2023. We have gone through some tough years since 2020, right? It has been nuts. While 2020 was crazy, I want to tell you what, and life is still a little weird, but let's take it up a notch and really start taking care of our health and all of that, okay? And I want to help you do that. If I can help you in 7 days and just, I hope it touches your life and really helps you, and you want to take it for the 3 weeks, then just go for it. But if you're in, my mom's in, Stephanie's in, all kinds of people are in. So that's awesome to hear. I'm excited. So I'm going to put your name in a group. I'll be reaching out to you to make sure I get your email, because I'll want to send you the PDF, put you in another little small group where all the ladies doing this program are going to be. And it's just a hormone reset diet. And then we will just talk in that little tiny group. And I don't know how many people will be there. If it's 5, great. If it's 250, that's great. But let's join it and just really try to get our health in order. And it's just, if you can take it for 7 days, oh my gosh, it is going to really help you. And you might feel so good that you want to take it for 21 days, and that'll be up to you. I'll leave that to you. But those 7 days, I want to help you through it. It's going to be a great time. It won't be a breeze. These kind of things aren't a breeze, but they're so good for you. So good for you. And you'll learn a lot about your body. You'll learn a lot about your foods. Well, there's even things that we're going to stay away from, like certain plastics and different things like that. So it's going to be a really, really good thing, because did you know that even some of the plastics that we store our food in, messes up our hormones? So there's a reason why, ladies, that our hormones are so messed up. Environmental things, some personal products that we use are causing hormone issues. And so we're going to get informed, we're going to learn, and we're going to change our lives a little bit. And I'm excited to do it with you guys. Yes. Everyone watching wants to join the challenge. I hope so. I hope so. It's going to be a great thing. So just if you didn't know what I'm talking about, if you're just joining Marcy, then you'll want to rewind this and to hear what we're talking about. So we are going to work on this hormonal stuff, this hormonal belly thing, the weight loss. If you have a problem losing weight and you can't get it to come off, okay, then most likely this is what you need to do. If you cannot get the weight to move, this is what you need to do. You need to go on a diet that helps you kind of take all these toxins out of your life that we don't even understand, because they're toxins that we don't know a lot about, in the processed foods and different things. So your diet's going to be very clean for about 7 days. It's going to help you detox. It's going to help you feel better. It's going to help you look better. All of the things above. And it's going to help that weight on the scale start moving again. If you have, if you're having really bad PMS symptoms, if you're having bad skin issues, if you're having low libido, if you're having, psoriasis, those kind of things, let's get on this. If you're having conditions like, I can't even think of it, arthritis, kind of joint problems, those kind of things, this is going to be very helpful for you. You may want to take it past the 7 days, like I said, because this is really going to be helpful. Those healthy, good fats, okay? And remember, I said not the bacon fat. Not the bacon fat. That's not the healthy fat. The things like avocado and chia and ghee and those kind of things, even some butter, all right? Those are healthier fats. Olive oil and all of those things. Avocado oil. Those are the good healthy fats. There's so many of them out there. Salmon and sardines, there's a lot of good ones. So we'll go over that and we'll all work together. Heather, yes. She says, I try to use glass and ceramic as much as possible with your food. That is so good. So ladies, try to use glass and ceramic. It is so true. I know it's not as easy to store. They do even make like lunch containers, like with the lids that go over top of them. Now the lids are plastic. There are some that have actual glass lids and a seal and a metal thing you can flip over like this on Amazon, and you can put your leftovers in there. They're great products. Oh my gosh. And so you're keeping your foods away from things like aluminum, which causes dementia and Alzheimer's, and plastics that poison our hormones and poison our bodies. And so that glass and the ceramics are so much better. Try to go without painted ceramics, okay? Things like that. But anyways, so Pyrex, yes, if it's, Pyrex, if it's glass, yes, go for it. I believe Pyrex is okay. That's what I have too. So yes, very, very good. So let me see if there's anything I need to talk to you about. We're going to talk about in this reset diet, we're going to also talk about things like your sleep. Okay, so your sleep is very important to help lose this belly fat. And here's the thing, when you're having the belly fat, it's causing you not to be able to sleep well. So it's like, okay, what do I do? And so we want to try to get sleep. We want to try to get our hydration. We want to make sure we're getting enough water. And so that's what this challenge will be about. Just resetting our bodies, resetting our hormones, getting that weight that is so stubborn off. Because that weight right here, a lot of times it's that visceral fat that's dangerous. It's that dark yellow fat and the brownish fat that wraps around our organs and that causes things like type 2 diabetes, like heart disease and cancers, and we want rid of that. It's toxic fat, okay? We want rid of that. And so this diet helps with that. It'll help you lose the weight on the scale, help you feel better about yourself, help you clean up your diet, break some addictions to food that you might have, which is hard to do, but it's worth it, okay? It's really worth it. That's all I have tonight. If you wanted the challenge, it is free, okay? It is 100% free. I'm not going to have supplements for you to buy. I will mention vitamins and minerals that you can take. You can get them anywhere. I'm not hawking supplements on this day, okay? And so it is really a free thing that I'm going to give you that I want to work with you on. And so if you want in, just say, I'm interested, I want the information, whatever you want, in comments below, okay? I love you guys. I will see you live right here. I am live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, live at 5 Central every Thursday. I'm Allie. I am the founder of Bod Babes. If you want to look up my program, you can look up my program before the prices go up really, really soon. So go to the Bod Garage. It's bodgarage.com. And there is one simple program right there right now. If you go to Bod Babes, you're not going to see it. Bod Babes is a new thing where we separated our female and male clients. Eventually on Bod Babes, you will see the prices, and I'll have some new programs, not just one. so if you want to check out my programs, go to the Bod Garage, bodgarage.com. And there is a the in there, thebodgarage.com. Okay, and you can check me out over there. You can see some transformations of some of our clients over there, and I'm going to tell you, it's been an amazing life journey. Who would ever thought that after the age of 50 I would start a fitness business? What? I didn't mean to do this. And because before the age of 50 I wasn't into fitness, and I wasn't into weight loss, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about hormones and hormonal belly, okay? But I had to do a lot of learning. And so over the years, I've learned a lot, and I'm so thankful that I get to share it with you and with my clients. And if you want to check out my programs and want to work one-on-one with me every day, then go check out my program at thebodgarage.com. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you soon.